Beginning on our back today, find a comfortable position, shoulder blades down the back. You can place one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest, and begin to deepen your inhalation, noticing your belly rise, noticing your chest rise, filling up the throat, and then exhaling, letting go of all the air. With every breath, arriving into the present moment, drawing your attention inward. Check in with how you feel today. What are your energy levels? As you move through your practice today, honor how your body feels, challenging yourself when you feel up for it, choosing more restful options when you need it. We'll walk our feet to the width of the mat and begin windshield wipers, rocking from one edge of the foot to the other, noticing how the low back feels, the glutes, allowing your movement to match the pace of your breath. And we'll draw our knees into our chest, gently rocking side to side, noticing how the back feels here. Tucking our chin, peeling our shoulder blades off the mat, we'll begin to rock forward and back, gradually building your roll a little bigger, bringing your attention to your core. See if you can pause and not allow the feet to touch the mat. And then the next time we're up, we'll come over to all fours, lining knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, spreading our fingers wide, just taking a moment to notice our hands. Press the floor away, round the back, let your tailbone drop. And then inhale, lift your chest, lift your tail. So we're moving through cat and cow, we're moving through flexion and extension of our spine. Move with care. If one stretch feels particularly good today, you can instead choose to hold cow or hold cat. Returning to tabletop, finding a neutral spine, gently engage the core, and as you take your next inhale, sweep the right arm up towards the sky, and then taking a twist, thread the right arm under the body. We're going to flow thread the needle here. So we're not lowering to the floor. That left hand is spreading wide, pressing all finger pads into the floor. Your gaze can follow your hand. And then we're going to thread the needle all the way down to the mat. So as you take the right arm under the body, imagine someone pulling the right arm, lower your right shoulder and ear to the mat if possible, and then take your left hand towards the top edge of the mat. Come to your breath. Where do you feel sensation in the body? What does it feel like to breathe as you are twisting your spine? To leave thread the needle, we'll bring our left hand under the left shoulder, returning to tabletop. Inhaling, sweeping the left arm towards the ceiling. Exhaling, twisting, threading the left arm under the body. Continuing to move with your breath. Allowing your gaze to follow your hand if possible. And as you take your next exhale, we'll come all the way in to thread the needle, lowering to the shoulder and ear, reaching our right hand to the top edge of the mat. Breathing into the upper back. Scanning through the body, noticing how it feels to hold this pose. Placing our right hand under our right shoulder, we'll come back to tabletop, and then we'll take one half series vinyasa. Walking out to kneeling plank, draw your shoulder blades down the back, and then as you exhale, we'll lower all the way to the floor. Check in with the shoulders again. Inhale, lift the chest off the mat. Then exhaling, you can take child's pose here or curl the toes under and meet me in downward facing dog. You can pedal your heels, noticing where you feel a stretch through the back of the legs. Check in that the weight isn't just in your wrists. Spread your fingers wide. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let go of any tension in the neck. And then we're going to make our way to forward fold. We won't stay here long. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up through mountain. Exhaling, bring your hands to heart center. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back, straight legs. Exhaling, releasing to fold. Stepping back to downward facing dog or resting in child's pose. You can choose to spend the next few moments in child's pose in a half series flow on the floor, or join me for full sun salutations. On your next exhale, step your feet to your hands. Inhaling, sweep the arms up for mountain. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, swan diving, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhaling, lengthening the spine and legs, resting hands to shin. Exhaling, forward fold, stepping back to downward facing dog or child's pose. On our next inhale, we'll meet in plank or kneeling plank. Exhaling, we'll lower all the way to the floor. Inhaling, we'll lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog or child's pose. Taking 2 deep breaths. And as we take our next exhale, stepping our feet to our hands, inhaling, rising tall to mountain. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, swan diving, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, stepping back to downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhaling, shifting our weight forward to plank. If we want to really challenge the arms, we can try to hover above the mat just for a moment. Inhaling, we can either find our cobra or begin to lift the legs off the mat, finding upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath here. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, mountain. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, melting to fold and stepping back to down dog or child's. Inhaling, plank, lowering halfway or all the way. Inhaling, shining the heart in cobra or up dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. As you take your next exhale, stepping your feet to your hands to forward fold. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Weight in our heels, we'll bend the knees and meet in chair pose. Inhaling, lengthening our spine. Exhaling, taking a twist to the right, left elbow to the right thigh, pressing the palms together. Option to open and expand the arms, continuing to breathe into our twist, opening the chest to the side of the room. On your next exhale, release to forward fold, root through your feet, strong core, strong spine as we return to mountain. Exhaling, lowering to our chair pose, breathing in, preparing to take our twist to the left, right elbow to the left thigh, and either pressing the palms together or opening and expanding the arms. Return to your deep breath. Notice how it feels to take a breath as you twist and hold chair pose. Returning to forward fold. Stepping back to downward facing dog, we're going to hold here and play with a few variations of down dog. If this is not a part of your practice, go ahead and lower the knees and use this time to relax in child's pose or any other pose you'd find more restful. Or you can take your right leg to the sky for three-legged dog, and then bend the right knee and stack your right hip on top of the left, opening up through the hip and also having a lot of challenge in the upper body to support your weight. We'll take that over to the other side, three-legged dog with the left leg up, bending the left knee, stacking the left hip on top of the right, keeping our shoulders squared to the top edge of our mat. Returning to downward facing dog and making our way to forward fold. Take your time, returning to mountain pose. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We're going to keep our right foot forward and step our left foot back. And then bend your right knee so the right knee stacks over the right ankle. Your left foot is slightly turned out. Sweeping the arms overhead, check in with how your knees feel. You can step the feet wider apart, meaning instead of having your feet on a tightrope, more like the width of a train track, creating some space through the hips and creating space through the shoulders by letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Listening to your body, you can either choose to explore Warrior One by holding here or trying a few variations with me today. Adding chest expansion, we'll drop the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and draw the shoulders back and down. Breathing in, opening up through our heart center. You can also add a forward fold by coming into Humble Warrior, bringing your right shoulder towards your right knee, bringing our knuckles towards the sky, and the crown of the head towards the floor. Yogi's choice here, either return to mountain or join me for a half series, exhaling, stepping back to downward facing dog or child's pose, inhaling, plank or kneeling plank, exhaling, lowering halfway or all the way, inhaling, up dog or cobra, exhaling, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, return to forward fold. Inhaling, bend the knees a lot. Sweep the arms up to mountain. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll play with Warrior One on the other side. Stepping the right foot back, bending the left knee to stack over the left ankle. Playing with the width of our legs, noticing how the back knee feels. Relaxing our shoulders down and away from the ears. Return to your breath, rooting your feet into the floor, drawing energy up, lengthening the fingertips towards the sky, and then option to try our chest expansion on the other side, either holding here with the chest lifted or exhaling and folding forward to Humble Warrior. Bow the head. From either forward fold or leaving our humble warrior, we'll step back to one more downward facing dog you can hold here, or lower to child's pose. Maybe bringing the arms down by the side, letting the upper back. You can spend more time in child's pose or join me seated as we prepare for boat pose. We'll bend the knees, hold on to the back of our thighs, first finding a tall spine and engaging our core, and then rocking off our sit bones. Holding on to the legs gives us a little more support for the low back, but if the core can support the low back on its own, let go, adding challenge. And then you can play with keeping the knees bent or taking the legs straight. Bring your attention to your feet. You can flex the feet or point the feet. And then we'll all join in butterfly with a tall spine, either keeping our tall spine or walking the hands forward to fold over butterfly legs. Return to your breath. Returning to a tall spine, we'll draw the knees together and keep the right knee in and slide our left leg straight with the left toes pointing towards the ceiling, finding a tall spine as we prepare to twist to the right, twisting from the core center. Last, bringing attention to turning the head. Draw your shoulders back and down. With every inhale, growing a little taller. With every exhale, noticing that twist come from our strong core. And we'll slowly unravel our twist. Take the right leg straight, hug the left knee in. Breathing in, tall spine. Breathing out, taking our twist to the left. On your next exhale, unwinding your twist, scooting forward, making room to lower onto our back. You can go slowly, adding a core challenge. Hugging the knees into the chest, we'll gently rock side to side. Noticing any difference from when we first took knees to chest to now. As you take your next exhale, go ahead and lower the feet to the floor, dropping the knees out to the side to butterfly. Palms facing up. Breathing into this open pose. With every exhale, letting go of tension. And then drawing the knees together. Stacking knees over hips, arms out to a T, dropping our knees over to the left, looking up or to the right. Looking back towards the ceiling, exhaling, drawing the knees back center, and then over to the other side. On our next exhale, we'll unwind our twists, bringing the knees back center. And then setting up for our final relaxation, we can either keep the knees bent or take the legs straight. Scanning your body from head to toe. Let go of any tension in your forehead. Imagine your eyes dropping to the back of your head, unclenching your jaw. Allow the neck and shoulders to relax. Arms heavy, fingers soft. Breathing in, noticing the rise of our ribs. Breathing out, letting every rib bone go. Allowing our belly to soften, our hip sockets to relax and release. Muscles of the thighs letting go of the bone. Kneecaps drop, feet fall heavy. Noticing our breath take its natural pace, giving ourselves permission to rest. Beginning to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bringing your awareness back into the room, reaching your arms overhead, stretching out from head to toe, bending the knees, and then dropping the knees over to the side, leaving our corpse pose, turning over to newborn baby. Fresh start for our new month. Fresh Start is available anytime you need it. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring yourself up seated. Sit any way that feels comfortable, finding a tall spine. As you take your next inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky, exhaling, hands to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next Saturday.